Hello, my name is Michael Glass from yourforex-riches.com, and we're going to talk about our weekend wrap-up for February 19, 2011. Before we begin, we need to look at our disclosures. Any symbols you see today should not be inferred as a trading recommendation. Any form of investing that you choose, stock, forex, futures, options, all have a level of risk associated with them. You can't lose all of your money. Any strategies we show today are for educational purpose only. Future results are not guaranteed. And finally, any investment decision you make is solely your own responsibility. Trade at your own risk. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and pull up the charts. So first up, we have the dollar yen. Looking at a daily chart, and we can see a stock that's clearly in a downtrend. Kind of came up here to address the 200 moving average, but I don't really see an initial trade, at least looking at the daily trade. We're in a downtrend. We failed at this resistance area here. We're heading down, but we've got the 20 and the 50 moving average. So before I trade possibly retesting the lows, I want to see what happens here. So on the daily for right now, I'm going to hold off on the dollar yen. Let's go to our next one, which will be the dollar franc. Now this one is interesting. Again, clearly in a downtrend. Let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. And we had a stock that's kind of cycling here for a little bit, but we are in a downtrend. And on this one, we have already broken the 20 to 50. We may be a day or two late on this trade to retest the lows here. So I'm going to go ahead in here still, and I'm going to put an alert here below Friday's low, just to see if this will go ahead and continue its move to retest those lows. Alrighty. There we go. So we want to see if this is going to retest the lows. It's not a big money maker trade, but we can certainly get some pips out of that. Let's go to our next one, which is the dollar Canadian. And here, a lot of choppiness, but we are breaking to the downside. What's interesting about this one, if you take a look at it, is every time we broke a moving average, we came back up and tested it. So here we broke the 200, tested it, came back up, tested it. Now that we're breaking the 50, came back and tested it. Now we're not making it back up to 200 in confirmation of the downtrend, but we tested the 50, broke it, came back, tested the 50. Broke it, came back and tested the 50. Broke it. So the question is, are we going to make a run now to go test the 50? Notice that the 20 moving average really has not been honored, maybe since here, but I would say for the most part, it doesn't look like the 20 moving average on a daily chart has been honored. So I wouldn't be too worried about that as far as breaking through this one and then acting as resistance. What is important to note is that our pushes here are not necessarily making lower lows, extreme lower lows. But when that happened here, you know, our pushes weren't making lows, and eventually we did make lower. So I would be interested on both sides of this. I'd be interested to see if we're going to make a run back up here to the 50 moving average, and eventually will we actually break this low. But first up is the move towards the 50 moving average. You can see there's a little support in here. So I would say if we can get above this 98.7 range price level above Friday's high, we may make that run. So I'm going to put in an alert. Alrighty. And you can see even our deceleration is starting to get extended here. It could go lower, but let's see what happens. Next up, we're going to go over to the euro. We're going to go to euro dollar. So we have the euro dollar, and we are clearly in an uptrend. Starting down here and draw it out. So clearly in a nice uptrend, which is great. And but we've kind of consolidated a little bit here. We did put in a lower high from here, but when we kind of draw it out with this up PPS here, what we also might notice is that we've Friday's action broke us out. We had, these little lower highs going on here. So we do sort of have a breakout going on here. So I would be interested to find out if this move is going to continue on. So I am going to go ahead and put an alert here for USD to see if this is going to keep breaking out higher. Okay, next one is the Euro Yen. Here you can see some of our old lines in here as far as what we were watching. Switch back to a pointer. Let's blow it up a little bit. And with here we can see that it is coming into a little resistance here. Be interested to see if we could break higher. Obviously, though, we are in an uptrend, a very nice uptrend. But you can see some resistance obviously placed in by this last high, swing high here. And then we have some more coming in here. So this one doesn't interest me as much. You can also see that our deceleration is getting smaller and smaller. So I'm not sure how much more of a move we're going to have here. Maybe it's going to pull back from this level. So I'm going to pass on this one for right now. I'm not going to set an alert. We'll go to the Euro Canadian. And here we can see if you're really looking at it, we can see a slight uptrend here from July, but we're in a nice downtrend here from October. And what I'll be watching here for this one is whether or not, sort of like the euro dollar, I believe we just looked at. I want to see if we're going to break this trend line right here. And if so, I would imagine that we're at least going to come up and test this swing high. So I'll go ahead and put in another alert. Some people say that I'm alert crazy. Sure, because all it is an alert. Does not mean I'm going to place a trade. You got to go back and assess and see if you thought what was going to happen is happening once you get the alert. But, it's nothing wrong with going back and finding out what exactly is going on. All right, moving on to the Euro Pound. And looking at this, you can see, although we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, you can see a lot of choppiness on this one. Not really catching my eye, although we could do just like we just for our last one and draw this. But what stopped me on that? What's stopping on that is we've got the 200, the 20, and the 50 moving average all also acting as resistance. So I'm not really sure if we really are going to break higher. So I'm not going to set an alert on this one. Maybe I'll check back. Obviously we look at this each day, but we'll check back and see what's going on with this one. But I'll pass on this for right now. Also, the Euro Franc. Well, the question is this one going to move and retest this swing low? We had this swing low to see if we were going to test this swing low. So we have a whole lot of things going on here. This one you can go in and put an alert. Let me just see if there's anything else going on in here that might stop us. What do we have here? A potential for about 90 pips. So if you're looking for a quick trade, sure. Again, you want to see if the weakness is going to continue. So I will go in here. Let's change this or below and put that on in there. Okay. we'll see what happens. This one doesn't really have me motivated, especially since the deceleration really took off here. But we did pause here, and deceleration kept going. So I think the move is going to continue, but that might just be a short run. Okay, now we have the pound dollar. Obviously in a very nice uptrend from all the way back here. And I'm not sure if this is going to connect anything up, but we'll try it out. Sort of have an ascending wedge going on here with our resistance of our swing high here and our support coming up. This may cycle in between there, but I already have my alert in to see if it breaks this swing high. Next, we'll go to the Aussie dollar. And we almost see a similar situation. Will we break the past swing high? Don't know. Already have an alert in there to see if that happens. And obviously this is also in a very nice uptrend. Again, another ascending wedge seems to be happening. The New Zealand dollar. This one's not quite as good because you don't see it retesting the highs immediately. You almost have a symmetrical wedge, where we could draw it down and draw it up, but this one really doesn't interest me at all. So we want to thank you for checking out our video as we give a good overview to many of the major forex currency pairs. You can find us on Twitter, Your Forex Coach, YouTube, and Facebook. We've got Your Forex Riches. We've got a trading room that we highly recommend. Earn while you learn. They got a free trial, no auto billing. You can come in for 7 days, and then they even have a discounted first month rate. Great forex trading room based off of market profile. A good forex broker, leverage 200 to 1, no commissioner fees, and it's easy to withdraw your money. So with some of our forex brokers, it's a little bit hard to get your money. So got a broker that we recommend, and a great forex signal software to predict trends 8 hours. Easy 60-second trading. Check that out there at yourforexriches.com/forex.html. And we've got our futures blog, E-mini Trading Coach, with the same great technical analysis information as you can find for Forex. We provide that for futures. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.